Howdy folks, Tex Grebner here with Tex Grebner Outdoors. I am no good at friction fire, so we're going to be doing this with a ferrocerium rod, and I'm going to show you how to safely use one of these things, and I'm also going to be using some cattail cotton. What I'm trying to do, and keep in mind I'm not a survival expert, but what I'm trying to do is use the cattail cotton head that is not in the snow. I want it on the plant. Now this may be, yeah, right here. This has been in snow and I can feel the moisture in it right now just by holding it in my hand. So I'm actually trying to take it off the plants. I've got a little bit of here in my pocket, warming up next to my body. But you do not want it where it's down in, and this actually isn't all that dry either, to be honest with you. You want it to be coming right off easy. Of course, when it snows and frosts and thaws, dry in nature does not exist. Now keep in mind, again, I am not a survival expert. Sparks are not flame. Flame is not fire. Rabbit. Now the safest way of doing this, to actually make sure you don't cut yourself, is to use a blast match. However, that's not sexy. And this is Tex Grebner Outdoors. The next safest way of doing this is to actually use the file on a Leatherman or a multi-tool to get your sparks. Obviously this is the $3 Coghlan's ferrocerium rod that we all have. And that's alright, but that's not sexy. What is sexy is a Cold Steel Trailmaster buoy. Now I want you to pay close attention. You don't want to use your blade, but I always see people using the back spine of the knife. Here's the deal. You've got, if it's an actual good wilderness knife, you've got a sharp edge. When you start to lose feeling in your fingers, they turn into flippers. So if you're going to beat the band trying to get sparks into your tinder, odds are your fingers are going to be numb because you're actually in a bad situation in the cold, and mine are starting to numb up a little bit right now. But why would you go at it with the blade facing you, where you could literally cut your thumb off and complicate your situation? That's why I like this portion on cold steel knives, because it's a good hard 90-degree angle and you can get good sparks off of it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you to The Irreverent, starring Tex Grebner, subtitled The Quest for Fire. Now I had taken my pine bough hearth that I had made, and I had also collected several handfuls of dry pine needles off of the surrounding pine trees. I had also picked several handfuls of cattail cotton, the driest that I could find. I was also using some dry pine twigs that I had pulled off of the downed pine tree. Cattail cotton is often touted as being an excellent fire starter and natural tinder. Now I had twisted my pine needles into a bird nest, and cattail cotton does take a spark from a ferrocerium rod very readily. But sparks are not an ember. An ember is not flame, and flame is not fire. And in the winter, trying to use natural tinder without an accelerant of any kind is incredibly difficult. Constant snows and constant thawing of frost causes the cattail cotton to be very moisture laden in the midwinter. And while it does make an ember very readily, I was unable to blow my bird nest into flame. I came very close several times over the several hours that I spent, but all I managed to accomplish was a glow, steam, and smoke. Winter fire is incredibly difficult with natural tinder, and a ferrocerium rod, while it does create good hot sparks, is not the magical lifesaver. In retrospect, I would have probably been better off by using feather sticks along with my pine needles in order to actually create a flame that I could later feed. But cattail cotton, as I have tested, is not exactly ideal because it simply smolders and will not blow into flame in my experience. I hope this video is helpful to you. As always, God bless all my sportsmen of America. Join the NRA to protect our rights. Please check out my friends over at legallyconcealed.org. Thank you very much to those of you involved in law enforcement and those of you serving in the military. And thanks for watching Tex Grebner Outdoors.